come over to my house.
But she's recovered, Vivi. She has the stitches, and she's doing well.
She's a good
you had a little
today.
trauma, Elizabeth.
I had a little trauma last week. Apparently, I had a friend call us, and Tim answered the phone, and he took the message. Last week, Law & Order SVU had an episode where a 30-year-old woman in New York City was raped twice and then murdered, and her name was Elisabeth Hassenbeck. And I found that
not the most common name.
Not the most common name, and aside from one letter, really.
It was Hassenbeck.
But it was close enough.
Right.
About as close as you can get to a name that probably only one person in the whole world has, me.
Maybe not.
So
maybe not.
Maybe there are two others in Germany somewhere. I was upset by this just because I thought it was socially irresponsible. So I didn't know what to do about it. So I actually called the executive producer of Law & Order SVU.
Good for you.
His name is?
What's his name?
I'm not going to say his name because...
But you could Google it at home. Go ahead.
Certainly can.
And what did he say, Miss?
He actually called me back. I got his assistant or somebody, and then eventually he called me back. He was on his phone, I don't know, on a way to like a tanning appointment or something, and he said he was defensive right from the jump, and I told him, look, someone, I want to let you know that I think it's socially irresponsible and gruesomely suggestive to do this in today's day and age. And he said, well, you can just chalk it up.
You said, you know, I'm at home and people get ideas.
I have a family. Yeah. It's suggestive and I think irresponsible. And I said, I know what you guys did. I mean, it's essentially my name. And he said, well, you can just chalk that up to coincidence. And I said, really? Now, that's funny because your show is so not based on coincidence and it pulls things from the headlines and it's so focused on detail and precision.
Good point.
So I'm having a hard time chalking it up to coincidence.
Yeah.
He got more angry, probably pulled over, I don't know what else, and he said, well, I'm sorry. And I said, well, you don't sound sorry.
He said, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry we hurt your feelings.
Sorry that we hurt your feelings.
I told Barbara this story that night. And I said,
Barbara, tell it on the air.
But it's not about feelings.
Yeah, I said, it's not about feelings. What's your face? And I just want to let you know that I think it's irresponsible, and I wanted you to hear it from me first before I come out here and vent on The View. And I said, I'm sorry, too, because I never want to sit next to anyone on that show, and I think those are good actors and good people, but I can't sit next to them without feeling as though I've been disrespected and just put at risk. So he said, you know what? I don't have to deal with you. Goodbye, lady, and hung up.
Okay, but if he had said, this is when you were telling me, because you were very hurt and we were having a conversation, and you said for him to say, goodbye, lady, and click the phone, and you stood there like, if he had said, you know, I understand, I don't know how it happened, or I do know how, but we'll make sure it doesn't. You never would have told the story.
I would have never told the story. The funny thing was that the entire time I'm on the phone with him, I'm at the table in the kitchen, and Grace has this life-size stuffed animal, Big Piglet, I call him, and Big Piglet was next to me the entire time, and we had a full-on business conversation with this jerk on the phone, and I was trying not, to be very serious, and then after he hangs up on me, I look over, and there's Piglet looking back at me. It kind of put everything in perspective.
Right. And you said, Piglet, has Tigger ever hung up on you?
I don't like when they say lady, unless it's Jerry Lewis. Good luck, lady! Lady! Then I don't like otherwise. I hate when they say lady.
Yeah, I was always shocked when that show initially first went on the air, truthfully, because there's a lot of Law and Orders, but they needed to have a special one just about sexual crimes. Frankly, I'm like, hey,
it's on the air. It's probably rated very high.
I know, and I really like Chris Maloney, and I love Mariska Hargitay, but frankly, it's not entertaining to me to watch people be abused and sexually mutilated.
They have been on our show, and we like them very much.
Well, I think you're supposed to get off on the fact that they catch these criminals, is what it's about.
But they catch them after an hour of misogyny, if you ask me.
There's a lot of against women in all these shows. Even British mysteries are like that.
But you have to wonder, who was it who wanted your name? Was it somebody who disagrees with you politically? Why would they do that?
Could it have been a coincidence? Is it possible?
It's awfully difficult.
I don't know. If they had, Rosie O'Connell, overweight lesbian talk show host, I might go, maybe it's me, So I don't blame you. We're going to take a break. Be right back.